As I stepped off the train at the remote station, the worn wooden platform creaked beneath my feet. A chill ran down my spine as the carriage doors slid shut behind me, and the sounds of the engine's departure began to fade into the darkness beyond the sodium lamps. The air was heavy with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. I had come to this forsaken place for a purpose, to assist my uncle in his work at the local forestry research station. Dr. Zareen, an expert in reforestation techniques, had invited me to lend a hand with the upcoming season's plantings. I'd never been one for manual labor, but the promise of fresh air and solitude appealed to me. As I made my way through the deserted platform, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was Kaito Yamato, the station's young caretaker, clad in worn overalls and a weathered hat. His eyes narrowed slightly as he regarded me, his expression unreadable. "You're Zareen's nephew," he said finally, his voice low and even. "Yes," I replied, extending my hand. Kaito shook it briefly before releasing mine. "I'll take you to the station," he said, turning away from me. "Dr. Zareen is waiting." I followed Kaito through the darkening landscape, our footsteps echoing off the trees as we made our way along a narrow dirt road. The silence between us was oppressive, punctuated only by the rustle of leaves and the distant hooting of an owl. As we walked, I caught glimpses of the forest's eerie beauty, twisted trunks, gnarled branches that seemed to reach like skeletal fingers towards the sky. Every so often, a faint scent of smoke would waft through the air, carried on the breeze. Eventually, we arrived at the research station, a squat, single-story building surrounded by rows of neatly planted saplings. Kaito ushered me inside, where Dr. Zareen greeted me warmly in the dimly lit laboratory. I spent the next few hours assisting my uncle with preparations for the plantings, listening as he explained the intricacies of his reforestation methods. But my attention kept drifting back to Kaito, who moved silently about the station, attending to various tasks with an air of quiet efficiency that unnerved me. It wasn't until we sat down to a meager dinner in the laboratory's cramped canteen that I noticed something strange. Kaito seemed to be watching us, his eyes fixed intently on some point beyond our shoulders. Dr. Zareen chatted on about his research, oblivious to the caretaker's gaze. As I finished my meal and began to rise from my seat, Kaito spoke up for the first time since dinner began. "It's getting late," he said, his voice low and even. "Perhaps you should get some rest." I exchanged a glance with Dr. Zareen, who nodded in agreement. "Indeed, nephew," he said. "You'll want to be well rested for tomorrow's plantings." As I followed Kaito back to the station's small living quarters, a sense of unease settled over me, like a cold fog seeping into my bones. Something about this place, and its inhabitants, felt off-kilter, as if we were all playing roles in a script that no one had written.